Alrighty, we're already 15 minutes late. But that's not bad, right? That's not bad, only 15 minutes late. Unfortunately, the game kicked off a little bit later than expected, which is a shame, but it does happen occasionally when you're trying to organize, 100 people into a server. It can take a little bit of time, but we are good to go. This is going to be a fun game. We've got CHMA and IR in the playoff semi-finals for the minor leagues of the HCA. 49 versus 49. Certainly going to be, should be a good fun game. Got some interesting things going off on the bat. I'm going to be streaming from the IR side today. If you're interested in the CHMA side, then you've got Noppers. They'll be starting in about 15 minutes. He's on a 15-minute longer delay. I don't know why, but he is. He just is on a slightly longer delay than me. I think that music's a little bit too quiet, maybe. But you guys will have to tell me yourselves, and I can always adjust it. Of course, I'm on a 15-minute delay, so anything you type in chat, I'll be seeing 15 minutes later, as usual. It is a shame, but it's sort of standard competition rules. We run a delay on all of these games. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, usually the standard. Today, I'm on a 15-minute delay. Let's take a look at the map, though, because we've got Carentan, and we've got, well, an interesting map layout. Certainly, it's going to be a CHMA favored map, this one, in my opinion. I'm just gonna cough. It's early in the morning, so there might be a little bit of coughing, might be a few more drinks going on than usual, because it is currently 10 to 9 in the morning on a Sunday. And I was at a gig last night, so I'm quite tired, gonna be honest with you, but here I am, trooping through. Alrighty, there we go. We've got Canal Locks Customs, Town Centre, Ruins, and Black Tot as our points today. Certainly Town Centre, fairly balanced point. The circle is slightly favoured to the Axis side. However, that's not to say that they will definitely get in there, because it's always a little bit of a shitty point for people to try and get into. It's often a bit of a grind. We've got Customs. I'd be surprised if CHMA ever lose Customs, so of course it is possible. Oh, Jesus, CHMA rocket snipes are out already. Stop it, guys. What are you going for? Oh, not ideal. Those are not hitting anything they want them to hit. Let's take a look down here, though. A little bit of an armor column going on down here. This is double recon tank start. Yeah, I love this. I love this. Recon tanks impervious to artillery. This will get you past the artillery wall. 180 for the trucks and a squad leader. 180 for the trucks and a squad leader. Yeah, you're going to be able to get players in. There's very, very few people in that truck. They might have been sniped. I'm not sure. I didn't check the trucks at the start of the game. But we can see here CHMA artillery. Not going to be... Oh, actually, hang on. What's this? The IR tanks have gone a different route. Must have seen those rockets and decided to dip out. I thought they'd be putting themselves down into the point with those tanks, but instead they've dropped one into the alleyway, which is interesting. It looks like... I mean, this is odd. I don't quite understand that. You'd want to run those tanks into the point, in my opinion. They could be incredibly dangerous if you do so. But we're going to see a pretty fast and aggressive start here from CHMA. That's pretty classic for them. I don't know too much about these two teams, I will admit, but I do know that CHMA pretty fast starting team. We might see them run something fairly deep into Ruins at the start if they do cap this. Really early on. They've got their AT player into the point. The recon tank's just chilling here. The artillery is slaying, but they've got so much cap presence early on that they were able to start capping really quickly. Their truck stopped early. They didn't run it into the point. They've got the Lukes in the way. You got Vapo there. You got a little team kill there, I think. And then we've got one tank in the back with Gangbang taking that one. As with the Panzer IV. Church control right now in favor of IR, taking incredibly wide attack route there. This must have been a 4-tank start from both teams, because I've not seen the recon tank from CHMA. And I've seen double Lukes here, which is great. I love the double Luke started on Carentan. Double Lukes is incredible. You park that Luke's face in bazookas, it ain't going down at all. And so they will be very, very strong inside this point. And they can actually pretty much cap this themselves with just the Lukes. They're splashing off the turret. Not going to do too much to it, unfortunately, though. Artillery dropping. CHMA guys, they're managing to get into one of the key zones within town center, obviously. We know the map pretty well. We've got one house here. We've got a second house up here that you really want to control. You want to control this church up here as well. And you want to make sure that you've got some sort of presence in gardens, although, of course, we know gardens incredibly difficult to take due to those long sight lines. CHMA doing a very, very good job at just controlling that area and having a lot of people within the cap sector, which is going to enable them to get this cap off. I'm going to take a quick look at the map, see how they're prepped and set up. Early tank, look at this. I told you they'd run something deep early towards ruins. They've started to lock this garrison back here, and IR actually just defending. I thought that was done. They just managed to get another player into the cap sector. This is such a poor start from IR though. Wowza, look, just the one garrison up. Obviously they did have a second one here, but that's not a lot. They've got a cap town center, or they're going to be in real trouble. It's not going to be a fun time, but they've done very, very well here to actually grab some of this land up to this wall. That's a really, really good play from IR, winning a couple of gunfights, it seems. PT is free, playing squad leader down here, manages to take down 8DA2K. Obviously, I'm going to struggle with the names today from the IR side, just purely based on the fact that I don't speak Chinese. This Lukes is in such a ridiculous spot though. He's going to slaughter anything coming up this wall. They're going to have to take it really, really narrow here and then hop over just like Lancers has done. That was the only way they were going to get through. But this Lukes is at the back of the Lukes. They could kill this. I think just they were nervous about them getting behind. You can see that they've got players coming up the street here. But they're being shut off by CHMA early doors. We'll have to see how they do at defending ruins, though, because I told you there's going to be quick and early attacks into ruins. Said this would happen. There is cap pressure already. One squad leader around the back. We've got Diesel back there. That's going to get defended pretty quick, but I told you they'd run something behind. In fact, they've ran a second behind as well. We've got Jam there as the sneaky squad leader. I know Jam. And the commander VK is back as well with his supply truck, so they must have set something up on this northern side in terms of a garrison. This is what CHMA do every single game. You know, it's sort of like a WTH play. WTH been playing this for a long time, running these strats. Sort of like a House Gangster special, running those wide flanking attacks in. Well, I do have players within town center. Now, they're going to get slaughtered by artillery. I would imagine if they know that they are there, artillery will just drop it in those gardens. But, I mean, Tyson here could be crucial. Oh, what a rocket there from IR, taking down the Lukes. Now, is this a satchel going on by Tyson? Let me take a look at your gun, buddy. Is that an STG? I didn't get to see it. I think it was an STG. It is. And there is a satchel on the back of this tank. Are they going to notice it? Because actually, this could take out a fair few players. KC does spot it. Is his mate going to help him defuse? It doesn't look like it, but IR currently capping with a point. They've got to get rid of this satchel, though, because this tank is crucial. This is the second tank we've seen them run up this little alleyway. So we've got Salt of Salt in there. Helping to cap this point in that Stuart tank. They've got total control of Church as well, albeit just. They don't have too much into Church. CHMA playing incredibly passive down here as well. Just look at this. Hang on. There's not a lot of shift W up this way, is there? They are just holding that angle. They're not worried about pushing. They're looking at probably trying to set up a little bit more towards ruins. But IR are capping this one back. If they can just get a few more players into this cap sector, it's going to look really, really good. CHMA might have dropped players into the rear of ruins, and it just not worked out for them just yet. They might have played a little bit too quick on that one. But that artillery, I'm in the artillery squad here, so we can see the artillery pings. If he drops it here, it's going to be massive. Yeah, you can see he's going to start landing the shells in here. It's going to be huge if they manage to just shut this entryway off. And they do have one tank in the back. It looks like that could be the Panzer IV we saw earlier. But importantly, we're going to see a tank, Panther tank, rolling into the point. And this is going to be a lot of cap pressure all of a sudden, and probably going to just roll straight into the middle of this, knowing that it's pretty much impervious to bazookas. Or is it? No. It's just going to sit right on the edge. You must just be on the edge of the cap circle, potentially. Yeah, just on the edge of that cap circle. You've got to get a few more players in. This artillery is ridiculous. This is obscene artillery. It's just, I think both teams dropping their artillery inside the town centre. Unfortunately for CHMA, they are getting the best of it, thanks to the fact that they've got their tanks in there. That's not going to be dying. But we can see here CHMA finally getting themselves a little bit of control over Church. Oh, that's an arrow, not my pen tool. We can see a little bit of control over Church. Just one player in there, no IR players. Finally, a little bit of shift W work from them down on the southern side. And they actually could really go to grab a lot of terrain here and be quite dangerous. And with them defending, they might drop a few more players into the back of ruins. We see Diesel is still up down here. We see they've got an assault player in here as well. Got Panic. IR are playing with a spotter on defense, which is always interesting. Panic with a great little turn there and takes down the spotter. So they must be playing for flares into defense, but my lord, I mean, the artillery is obscene, and it's wiping out all of the CHMA artillery infantry. But they've got two tanks in the point, and this is massive. I mean, these tanks are going to do so much damage, and they are set up, ready to go. Got to get some smokes out. I think. Oh, satchel onto the building there, and that wipes out everything inside of it. Do they have any spawns left? Just Baker squad down here to feed themselves in from the southern side. The garrison situation looking a little bit better now for IR. Of course, ruins is not a fun point to try and bend in terms of where you can place garrisons. You know, 200 meters away from this is pretty much just open fields, right? You can't get a good sort of square around it or triangle or anything. It is not the most ideal of places to try and defend. I suppose you do have you could always, I suppose, put a garrison up inside this wheat field, but I hate wheat field garrisons. But CHMA just about defending. The Panther is crucial here. Panther's actually taken a bit of a knock. I don't know how he got damaged. I'll take another look at the map just to see if there's a 76 up at all. Oh, it doesn't look like there's a 76 anywhere, which is interesting. Stark is actually behind this Panther. Is just about surviving artillery. He's a little satchel boy. I think he's unknown. But if... Oh, no. Gets taken down. I don't think he got that satchel on. We're going to have to check it. No satchel there from what I can see. Good play, but this is now just a solo Panther. Just Kingsy in there, in the gun. He's not going to be moving anywhere at all. But of course, Panther's still dangerous as always. Panzer IV is now screening the front as well. And he's pushed all the way through. That Stuart's had the back off now due to that Panzer IV. And they are locking down this. This is great play from the tanks. This is fantastic. It's so defensive, but so crucial to them winning this one. Morning, Aussie. Realize I'm 15 minutes ahead, but it's still going to be morning. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Actually, I just realized the game will have started, so let's crack out the old predictions for this game. Let me start a prediction. Who will win? We've got IR and we've got CHMA. Let's run that one for 15 minutes, shall we? Why not? We'll run that one. And you guys can go predict who is going to win this one. Oh my lord, hang on. What? tab out for a second and I missed this. Oh, please keep going. You're gonna get him stuck. It's amazing. So the Stuart can't pen the Panzer IV. And the Panzer IV's just being pushed. Oh, I think the Stuart might be done as soon as he turns his gun. He should be able to pen the inside of him, I think. But this is hilarious. Lupus there was desperately trying to tank simp him as well. Oh, I totally missed that. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Alright, Panther tank still in the point. Gonna, oh my lord, another defensive tank? Surely not. They're gonna drop a Lux inside. The Lux is actually the defensive tank you put inside of town center typically, just due to its infantry shredding abilities. But of course, a Panther and a Panzer IV will do just as good. There's no denying that one. Well, we can see CHMA, they're looking at pushing out and through the southern side here, and they're making up some ground. Albeit IR just about holding strong onto the edge of this garden zone. But I mean, they are... I mean, what is this? A little bit of a clusterfuck down here. A lot of players. Reese, the only one willing to aim as well. The rest of them just shift W themselves towards the enemy, which I'm a massive fan of, I must say. I'm a big fan of that one. Over by Church, though, hang on, this Panzer IV is getting incredibly aggressive. Potentially might get satcheled again if this IR player can get his satchel down, but they're just going quick enough that it's not working. He's going to have to try and get on top or something. With this Panzer IV, they must have the fuel for a Panther that they're trying to go just suicide themselves to get into. But certainly these guys going to cause a little bit of panic, I would imagine. But not too much. Do you see a tank rolling forward, though, here? Chlorite's tank. The ones that's going to go meet them. But that's only a medium. I don't understand where their fuel situation is atrocious. If you're running a medium from HQ already, that's pretty poor. I'm fascinated by where these guys are going, to be honest with you. They just really are just going to dive all the way through. They did start capping with the 9 cap pressure there. But they're about to just come meet this medium tank. First shot goes in on it. Surely... Oh, the medium tank misses! No way are they going to win this engagement. They do. They take down this medium tank here. And that is a very, very easy kill for Gangbang's tank there. He turns off just in time because actually he was going to be caught by the 76, who is going to know he's there. And he might actually get caught if he reverses out. But they're not going to worry about that. They're shredding this enemy armor so quickly. This is still the default spawned Panzer IV. Turn the music off? No, fuck off, Fuzzy. Go find a different stream. That's not what my stream's about. We always have the music on. I might turn it off. No, I might turn it up even. You keep talking like that one. But CHMA are managing to get themselves out of town centre now, which is really, really good. They've totally won gardens. They've pushed all the way through. Prowsey there, and Red 6 are the ones just holding this down. So this is really nice. If they can keep control of this sort of sector here, and just ensure that one is particularly safe, and they're going to be good if they can keep players from coming up this road, and they just go hold this. You know, you get one person inside of this building here. We see the rifleman. You're going to be golden. Get one person on the edge of this, and you just really sort of try and control these sort of key zones, because the last thing they want right now is one of these squad leaders making that sort of run. But they are pretty lucky. They do still have just one incredibly defensive SL over here. Who is it? It's PT. Of course, it's PT. He's just chilling. He's just holding this angle. And I like it. I like that he's just chilling defensively. He must be one of the defensive squad leaders, asked and tasked just with gardens here. But Church Control flipped again, once again. Changed hands. The Lukes is having a little bit of a scrap versus the Stewart. Not going to go too well. A ricochet from the Stewart off of that. Obviously, they don't get to pen each other on the front. So this fight could go on forever. Lukes is just going to basically make it impossible for that tank to continue shooting accurately. They've got to get some rockets in on it. There's a pen in the turret, though, with something, so it must be the Luke's pen in the turret. That fight could go on forever, though. I'm not going to bother watching that one. Church Control in the hands of IR. These guys are like little rats. You can barely get rid of them. But CHMA are not too different, to be honest with you. Look at this. I mean, is this still Diesel? No, this is Jimmy. Jimmy's up here. And he's just going to be chilling out, being a little ratty boy. Diesel's up, but no longer a squad leader. Mav is trying to work his way through the front door. You can hear those footsteps the other side, but the guy with the smiley face in his name redeploys? Just says to redeploy button. Okay, they must have something going elsewhere that's been tasked with him. Interesting. But they've got big spawns into the front door now off of Mav's outpost. They're gonna have to deal with this at some point. Now, they do have to 76 playing, again, once again, so defensively. Diesel goes down to a rocket. But the danger is here from Mav's outpost. It wasn't Diesel. If they really do break through this little zone, Lance is still sprinting, takes down Panic, takes down Mav. Unbelievable from Lancers. Diesel gets the trade, though. The 2-for-1 from Lancers is huge. The Diesel gets a second, it looks like, as well. And he's going to start trying to push. He gets taken out, though. Good trades so far. KO dodges a tank shell like Neo from the Matrix. Haven't got one kill. We'll see how he does, though, against the second. Not too good. Aussie, who are we hoping to win here? God, I don't know. I don't want to play either of these teams, quite frankly. I think the time zones, if we play CHMA, is worse. So, I guess IR, because I prefer playing against the Chinese time zone than I do the Australian one, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there is a good solution, though, to be honest with you. That, you know, when you're playing from Europe and NA, there is no good time to play them, unfortunately. Mav's outpost is still up. Still been a bit of a nuisance. That tank's got the side door locked down, though. Curiously, nothing came from that squad leader down here. He must have got taken. Hang on, how wide is that squad leader out there? I mean, that's fair play, but the CHMA are defending it wide as well. This is going to be a fairly cagey match by the looks of things. It's town center into ruins right now. Or ruins into town center, depending on which way you look at it. It's always going to be particularly cagey, just due to the close proximity of those two cap circles. And with town center being so difficult to cap, right? You know, how do you cap town center? Tank. If I'm honest with you, tank. And then infantry, like through every other entry on this way, and you've really got to go collect all of those zones to be able to do it. But particularly, if you can get a tank sort of up to the end of this arrow, then you'll be pretty good. Hang on, Roger squad here, done pretty well, and that's actually live outpost, not in any danger right now, not hot at all. So he's done well to get himself into the back zone of town center here. Just a shame they're unable to put anything into the front door, whereas Mav is constantly knocking onto ruins. But we can see here that this tank has got this this side entrance locked down, and so they're now just starting to feed out through the other entrance. They just need to lock down this one, and they can shut Mav down. You can hold it with two people, I suspect, and get those trades. But Tyson going off on one here. Takes down two. K Ashi turns around. Diesel gets traded out, though. Tyson turns this corner slowly. Sees no one there. Panic is now shift W'd into it. He's gonna actually threaten this outpost here. This could be an outpost wipe from Panic. It is. I think that's 404's outpost. Panic goes down. KO's in the house with 404. But 404's having... KO's just chasing him. He gets takes him down, though, and that's the outpost within the point gone. take a look at my map here. We've got Baker squad down here, and 2 garrisons at either side of the point. This is really just one squad causing loads and loads of damage here. So they must be slowly grabbing map control elsewhere, because they don't have too much on this front door. Just 6 players spawning in, causing absolute chaos. But they are just very, very quietly defending town centre here. You can see the Panther tank here from Kingsley, still just chilling. That's the defensive tank. You always have one in town centre, with not too much movement going on. Change control in good control of CHMA now. The Stewart here is alive. I don't know whether they must have won against the Luke somehow. Just penning it in the turret somehow, I suspect. I think you can lob a shot into Luke's as well. Did that rocket actually do any damage? I don't know. Yeah, we're smoking a little bit on the Stewart. And he does go down there. But he goes down to the Panther tank with Gangbang, L-Sync, and Faye. And another Panther tank. So we're running 3 Panther tanks already. Just 30 minutes in. This is really, really good fuel economy here from CHMA getting this these Panther tanks up. We might see a little bit of aggression here into the point. Alright, Fuzzy, see? Now, you can say the music's drowning out my voice, and that's fine. Don't tell me to turn the music off, though. That's never going to happen. And also, I mean, according to my meters anyway, I think you might need to clean your ears out, because it looks pretty fun to me, to be honest with you. I think you're just complaining for, complaining's sake, in my opinion. But, they're into the gardens. I think they might have wiped out Mav's outpost, finally. They've cleared out the front door of ruins. This is going to allow them to put a little bit of pressure forward now, through to the front. But of course, they got the tanks in there, so it's not going to get them anywhere. Is it? Let's be honest. It's not going to be too good for them. But they need to go. They need to go grab control of a bit more of this map. Oh my word! What is this fuel economy? What is this medium tank doing? That better be a free spawn. They've only got 2 76s out to the 3 76s of CHMA. It's that medium tank that they spawned early doors. It's absolutely killed them here. I think they must have spawned another light tank as well in the middle of that one. It's that is not ideal. But yeah, Pariah, tanks for the hold? Absolutely. These CHMA tanks shredding it right now, just playing very, very passive, but that's the right move early doors. Absolutely the right move at the moment. Just chill. Make sure you've got enough fuel for a 4th Panther. And then just get yourself out and pushed, because at that stage, you'll be good to go. And if you lose the tank, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, great satchel. I totally agreed. Wiped out the outpost on the point, I think. They had one in that garden. Killed everyone in that building. We'll see whether the... I mean, it's Carentan, right? Satchels are going to be crucial to this game. There's so many places you can get good satchels and wipe out a lot. You can place... You know, if you wanted to wipe out Mav and his outposts early on, if they'd have ran like a satchel boy up this little alleyway here and just stuck a satchel on the edge of this wall, there's a chance you wipe that out, right? And you get his outpost, and that's like a totally safe route to run. There's no way they can see you from that outpost. And so this is gonna be a map for satchels. You want to clear out any of the buildings, satchel it. But we're not, you know, we're seeing a fair few assault players in from Maya, but not many people are actually gonna want to run the grease gun in this one. Just gonna take a quick drink. Ah, that's better. Much, much better. Now, I'm going to take a quick look at the stats because we're half an hour in. You can see in the top right-hand corner, I do have the top killer of the game. And I do have all of the stats, which is nice. Let's take a quick look at this. We've got Cooler is the top killer. He must be on artillery, though, right? Yeah, Cooler's on artillery. What about Butterdog? Is he STG boy? Butterdog 1.18 in this one. Absolutely shift W in his way through it. We've got Horo here with the M1 Garand playing fantastically as well. We've got Obby just jumped up above on the artillery. We've got Jinx here with the G43. Plenty of players above 1.0 kills per minute so far. We've got KO there playing Assault. We know that with the STG. 8 with the Satchel. Must have been the Satchel boy on the building earlier. Got L-Sync in that Panther tank right now. Another IR player with the artillery. Not doing too much or as much. And Diesel Shaz we saw incredibly aggressive at the start. And then Tyson rounding up the top 10 with STG and G43. But that's your top fraggers for right now. Let's take a look at back into the game. I think you guys might have just got to the Stuart and the Panther or the Panzer. Or was that was gold? Right. Back to the game. Let's take a quick zoom out. Let's take ourselves a nice aerial view because actually it'll give us a bit more of an update on what is going on down here. Right, so we've got from the CHMA side a bit of a two-pronged attack so far. One squad leader in the north being responded to. One squad leader in the south. He's just chilling, waiting to get his outpost up, I think. Jonah, I missed the 76 go down on the town centre. Maybe. Would be early for a 76 up, though. Just 15 minutes into the game. But maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. So we've got that outpost up now from the SL down here in the south. They're going to get caught pretty quick, though, from the IR players making their way through this way. We're going to have to see some good trades here from the squad leader. He immediately gets headshotted, though, and wiped out. So that's that CHMA attack almost sorted. Good response from the AT player down there, though. And then, of course, we've got the SL up on this northwestern side of Ruins. And I suppose that's the western side of Ruins, sorry. Got his outpost up nice and safely. And that's going to allow them to feed players into Ruins. So they are going to have to try and take down this 76. And is that the second 76 onto the point? Let's take a quick squiz down. And I did spot something over in town center as well, which we're going to go take a look at. What do we got? Is this a little medium boy? Got a little medium boy defending here next to his bigger brother, the 76. Which has been out for quite a while here from Core IP and his crew. Now let me go take a look over at Town Center because we've got the sneakiest of squad leaders. 8DA2K is a little sneaky boy. Got himself into the loft here and basically runs into Bearded. Does get that trade though, and he's going to be found. Pell goes into the house, immediately chasing after 8D. However, he's not going to be able to do too much in here. Just due to the fact that that Panther's still chilling. I'm incredibly impressed by how patient these Panthers are. We can take a quick kind of peek on where these three Panthers are. 1, 2, 3. I think I told you, they'll chill and they'll wait, and ensure they've got the fuel to back up any pushes they make. But whether they move this central Panther out at all, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't know where this Panther's going. Oh, please tell me you're going to take it up the alleyway. I don't know if you can fit the Panther up this alleyway, but it would be funny if they did. Oh, no, they're turning. Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping they were going to take it up the alleyway. No, they're just going for a bit more of a defensive spot. Or a bit of a joyride. One of the two. I think Gangbang's just having a bit of fun. What are you doing? He's done like a full 360 turn. Oh, please take it up the alleyway. Gangbang, go on. Are they just going to park it so it looks up the alleyway? This is so defensive if they do. I have no idea what he's doing. Just pirouetting about. There's no infantry near him, so it's not like he's got to run away. Suey. Gonna go watch Noppers then, to be honest with you. Okay. Bye-bye. Music's the best part of my stream. It certainly isn't my voice, let's be honest. No one's actually here for that. Okay, so the Panther tank's made his mind up here. He's going into town center. He had to do a little pirouette and a little bit of a spin to get in there. But they might actually... This will be the tank they put out the front door, maybe? And just go peek. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Whether they just sit it at the end here. It is pretty much surrounded by infantry of the friendly variety down here. So he will be pretty much safe. But I'm looking forward to seeing if he peeks. Because there's an angle onto the 76 that they can go take and go win that engagement. And I think, you know, once you kill that 76, I'd like to see some aggression from the tanks. I think they maybe just don't have the intel that they're looking for right now. Obviously, if you're in a tank, you don't have intel, you're not going to be pushing at all. And you've got to play fairly passively. So it'll be interesting to see. But CHMA, once again, they've got the wide flanks going. They've got, you know, we had one squad leader back here. It looks like they've broken through from this side now as well. Maybe not through that particular garden, but that's just because I didn't draw a straight line through this garden here. If they can pressure from a couple of different sides, they should be able to stretch this IR team pretty well and force the tanks to respond. But for now, I don't see how IR are gonna break out of this area. Just for now, it looks like the Panther did take the first shot against him, and they didn't fancy engaging. The music was fine. Now it's too loud. I mean, I've turned the music down, so you know, I cannot say whether it's too loud or not. I'm 15 minutes behind, but the music stays. But we're seeing here, they're very, very good little ratty players. They get themselves into really nice key zones. They just don't get the massive players that they particularly need. We see Tian up in the church tower. It does get taken down, but the fact that he managed to get there at all is impressive. It's just a shame that they don't really particularly manage to get any sort of massive infantry behind that. Obviously, running one player, you know, particularly something like an AT in behind can cause a little bit of damage to a tank, but it's nothing to particularly worry about for them. I wouldn't be too concerned if, you know, if I found a player like that in the church, because it's not an odd position for them to try and take. It's not an odd position for them to be in at all. I would be more concerned, you know, if I'm IR and I'm seeing all of these players making their way sort of into this zone here, into these zones, and that they're just feeding players from that. I'd be worried about that one, that's for sure. And in fact, actually, I mean, we just saw an assault player just try and take the main road, which is interesting, but I think crucially, they do have this squad leader here. That's just going to really cut off at, like, sort of this zone here, which is massive. I think when you're trying to take, you know, when you're trying to take town center, that's... You know, it's not a massively key zone because obviously, like I said, you know, you're going to want to run a tank into town center to take it at all. But this does give you like the feed option into church. It does give you the feed option out. So we'll see. Panther finally getting aggressive though. He crossed the front and really just kind of put it into gear there. He's exposing himself a little bit. An AT behind would be a real nuisance right now. Pang F, if he had an AT player in his squad to just spawn in about now and go for it, that'd be crucial. KC looking to try and get the satchel on him. Does get himself on top of the tank. Surely that's been noticed by the tank commander. We'll see though. Oh, it looks like he actually got killed by his own tank there. Oh, that's Gangbang then crashes himself. This is going to be a win for the 76, surely. Don't mess up the second shot. Yep, there you go. Oh, he did get the satchel on, though, and that's just blown itself up. And the 76 does a great job. Going to pop back, get himself a little repair up. And with that knowledge, I think we'll see the tanks sit tight for a little bit longer. 2 tanks so far. I mean, this one doesn't... Oh, this one down in the south doesn't even have a driver, as far as I'm aware. This one here might as well not do if he does have one, because they're certainly not moving. We know that CHMA do 2-man tanks a fair bit. Yeah, Mugshot and Thork. Don't need a driver. Where are they going, right? What are they going to be doing? They're just chilling. Nothing needed there. CHMA putting a few more players out towards Church, as IR have committed a bit more into it. They can win a few of these 1v1 gunfights. They would be pretty golden. Keleth goes down, though, to Zargan. And up Horo starts to push. Does see the front of that tank, but of course there's no driver to MG him down. DV takes down Zargan there. But this is what I mean. Horo is going to get himself around this corner. Takes down 2 fantastically. Really, really good gunfight there from Horo. If he can take down hiding, and he does, reloads, gets himself into this garrison now. I think he's going to take the garrison down. But can they, can they capitalize on that? I don't think they can. I don't think there's a way for them to be able to, make the most of that. I tell you what, Up Horo is absolutely slaying. Absolutely going off on one right now. In this point. But of course, there's no backup for him, right? They're going to get the garrison up quick. They'll commit a few players into taking him down. And they'll rebuild that garrison. And then no harm has come from it. We might need to see a little bit more out of this squad leader here at the back. And just really push him forward. Same with this one as well. And whatever squad is making their way up this alleyway at the same time. But if they can, if they can really get these squad leaders progress forwards, I'll be impressed, and there might be something coming from that. But this northern side, I don't particularly like fighting over it because I mean it's long streets and sort of treed fields, but there's not too much cover in there. Down by ruins looks okay for now. And there was a little explosion just below. Looks like that was a tank just went down in there, actually. Was that the medium tank just went down? Yeah, he might have got himself satcheled, but that's a weird spot to get yourself into. These tanks really do just love sort of getting themselves in here. Actually interesting, though, because it's another little bit of cover that they can use, but also a little bit of a slowing deterrent, really, for CHMA, but the artillery landing again. Absolutely slaying and slaughtering. We'll see. Got a little engineer getting himself in. Panic. Does he have the satchel? Doesn't matter because he goes down anyway. Looks like the commander took him down. And there's a lot of IR players in defense at the moment. And they're just sort of probing elsewhere around the map. But, of course, CHMA playing very, very wide, very, very well. Particularly able to defend this one quite comfortably, I would say. There's not been too many moments of sheer panic here from CHMA. Look at many players who've just dropped into the defense side. I mean, they're looking to try and get back control of Church. I suspect we've got this recon player, the spotter. Sorry, brain went dead for a second. He'll get a flare up, give them some info around this area, and they should be they should know whether they can take control of it. And of course they've got players there now doing just that. But this is town center gameplay, right? Not too much going on. This is pretty much the worst case scenario when it comes to Karantan, in my opinion. But we're halfway through the game at this stage. And it really hasn't moved for the last sort of 40 minutes or so. The game has been pretty stale so far. I'll take a look at the map at this halfway stage and just see what we've got going on. I'm going to go check out the artillery as well, because it looks like the artillery is actually is down for now. They're full up on notes. They've got a lot of resources, but no artillery firing, so it might be a little tank snipe, maybe. I know there is one. There certainly is a tank snipe on this map. There's two, in fact. But let's go check this out down here. Not a lot, actually. I mean, the defenses are interesting. Didn't get too much down for a defensive build. Favouring the use of trucks here. Interesting, there's no one on the guns, though. They're just bringing trucks over. Looks like the squad leader that I'm with on artillery is just bringing himself some trucks over to ensure he's got the defense on. I don't see recon, though. I don't see a tank snipe anywhere. But for whatever reason, they're only playing one player on artillery. I don't think they're running one protected gun. You know, CHMA certainly are not, as they've got a couple of squad leaders on their guns. They got the 2 down here. Looks like they're favouring the idea of just defending 2 of those guns. But of course the walls on the sides will help Cooler stay alive. And these Belgian gates block off one of these long sight lines from that from the river over there. Actually is where it is, over by one of the buildings. And then these walls will help defend against long range infantry snipes over on that northwestern side of the guns. But IR not committing too much into actually attacking artillery. They do have one spotter down here. I have no idea what this sniper's doing. I mean, absolutely fuck all, quite frankly. If CHMA have got anyone down there defending that, I would be concerned, but I doubt it. I doubt they even know he's on the map right now, because he is way, way out of position. But the CHMA wave of players is starting to get through now, and they are starting to find holes in this IR defense on the front door. They're putting a few more players from Gardens in towards Ruins. But I'd be surprised if we don't see another squad leader pop up into the rear side of Ruins at some point. They do run those wide squad leaders, and they do get lots of spawns into them. You can see here, actually, this 76. It's taken himself a little bit of damage, it seems. Didn't see what took him down. It could be a Panther tank got himself a little bit aggressive. We will go check that out, but of course this defensive tank has been fantastic so far in this game from both sides. We're really sort of locking this one down so far. Yeah, Ozzy said, surprised not to see more IR up north towards Church. They have the spawns. Yeah, I know what you mean. You can control Church. You do have a lot of control over the cap sector. But so far, CHMA doing really, really well just to sort of plug the gaps in their own defensive line and then get players into key zones that they want to control. And just doing a really good job at sort of redirecting their infantry into the right places, just to keep that pressure up. Of course, where Alan Zay is down there, and Lancers wouldn't be too worried about there being infantry in there. In fact, you just want to keep them penned in, which, you know, a tank could do straight up the road there if they ever wanted to move that Panzer, the Panther. They're doing it with artillery dropping in that zone as well. Tyson now pushing in at the same time. I'd be quite happy with Pang F's squad being stuck in there. It's not a fun area to try and push yourself out of. I would be committing as little as I can down there, just to be able to get a little bit more onto the attack. But of course, this 76 is so perfectly positioned here to defend 2 of the entrances into Ruins. The driver going to be able to take out anyone that comes up this alleyway here. Prince Alan Zay and IR are looking to push out of, and the gun are facing up the other alleyway where we saw Pang F's squad looking at trying to defend there. But they will consistently push and keep pushing through. They're not going to get too far through this zone. We can see that the Panther is putting HE shells down that road, getting those splash kills onto the IR players. They're going to have to go and get a bit of a reload soon, I would imagine. You'd see them shuffle their position just slightly, but be surprised if they're not running out of ammo anytime soon. We see a little bit of blinking now over at Ruins, as we see a few players get into the backside of it. I said that we'd see another one of those flanking squads. This is a pretty classic move here from CHMA that they're running. They run this quite a bit. The tank commander of the 76, though, spotting it immediately and just turns. He's having none of it at all. Not interested in it. And he's just going to turn around and go defend. We're going to take a look at the map, because we did see another 76 rolling through. And we do have the third 76 up now as well. So we've got one of you there. We've got Corite and we've got Salt of Salt and 303 LCD here looking at defending ruins. I'll be interested to see just what they do with these tanks. Will they run them up here? We're seeing a lot of tank squads though. Hang on. Just realized how many tank squads we've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tank crews up from CHMA, from IR. And if you're gonna do it, quite frankly, I'd wanna try and cap town center with 5 tank crews up. And they've got enough for another 76. Fuel economy totally turned around here. They've got 2 two-man tanks, so they're not going to be doing too much. If they could just get them a little buddy, get them a third one, get 4 76s up and just go stack them inside town center, what are they going to do? You know, it's going to kill all the infantry around. It's going to ruin any tanks that come near them, just due to the sheer firepower. It's just, I'd love to see them just do something ridiculous like that and just cause a bit of panic. Because right now, for IR, the status quo is they're not winning this game. They're not going to cap it. Unless they go for the late push, I don't know. But for right now, they are in a good chunk of danger. Oporo is absolutely ridiculous. We're constantly picking up like 2 kills plus in every engagement he makes. You need him in that front line because he is just shredding infantry. But we're gonna see how they do. It looks like the Panther in the northern side did go down. That must have been in the engagement we saw earlier, where the 76 from Corite got himself a little bit damaged. It must have been that engagement. But they're peeking again now. They're a little bit damaged, but they don't. Are they a little bit damaged? No, maybe they're not. I thought I saw a bit of smoke coming off of it. Christ, I wouldn't want to be in a tank with him. He's quite the shouter. I don't know what he said, and I'm hoping that wasn't incredibly offensive. But I would have no idea. I don't speak Chinese. So we'll see what they go for here with this 76, because they're getting aggressive with it. They must feel like they've, you know, with that fuel advantage that they've got right now, and having made a few very, very good trades, they must be feeling pretty confident the gun is going to get itself into the 90-degree angle, I would have thought. And he's going to pressure up this road with it. Just going to go for that peak, maybe. We'll see. Cheesecake there can pen the side of this 76. Panther gets the first shot away. 76 has got to back off. Not going to happen. Turret shot there from Cheesecake. Not going to kill the tank off. Could have finished it with that rocket if it had got a hull. That's unfortunate for him that he's at that high angle, unable to do so. But that's actually given them a little bit of pressure and allowance for Lancers to push up the road. He's going to get slaughtered by the tank any second now, I would have thought. Oh, he might actually be able to hug it and just hug this side, but oh, he gets taken out by Pell by the looks of things. And the 76 here from Corite has backed off, but Kanashi's coming in. We know we'll have the satchel. Takes down Corite himself. Tank commander hops out. Oh, and he gets defended by a friendly tank there. Don't think the satchel's on at all. Either the Stuart there from 933 OVO gets the defense off. But is he satcheled? Dog's up here now. Yeah, it looks like he's perfectly placed that satchel on the end of the tow bar there. So that's going to be 933 OVO's tank going down. But that's okay. It's just a little free one. But yeah, thanks demo. Yeah, some of the songs are a little bit louder than others, but I have like an automatic dipper if it goes too loud. I can't remember what they're called. I'm not too technical, but it doesn't always kick in. Sometimes it doesn't always kick in, but I need to try and fix that at some point. But yeah, it does add a little chill vibe to the game, and that's why I keep it on, right? Because Hell Let Loose for 90 minutes is not always the most thrilling of games. Game doesn't move too fast typically, and so a little bit of background music just keeps the game flowing, and also I take a drink or something that goes quiet, you know, just left with like pure silence. There's always a little bit of music in the background. Looks like this 76 is full on backing off here. It's just one. Okay, he's just riding this thing. Has he got the satchel on it? I have no idea if he's got the satchel on, but just chilling on the top of this tank. Yeah, he does have the satchel on. This 76 is going down. Well, tank commander knows there's something going on. They both hop out. They can't... Kill him, please! After shooting half a clip. But this is too late. It's too late. He gets a whole bunch of infantry kills there as well, actually. Gets a whole bunch of infantry kills. It's really, really good satchel play there from KO, taking down the 76. That's going to really slow them down now at this stage. It looks like at some stage they lost their Panther in the point, and that just means Kingsley gets his tank into the point, and they just rotate it through, and they're just prioritizing having this tank within the point at all times, and you know, and that makes sense. That makes total sense. I don't know how that tank went down. Might have been the 76 peaked him very, very well. Of course, for no driver, that Panther was pretty vulnerable. Once they had eyes on him, they'd be able to do a quick peek and snatch it. But luckily for CHMA, they've taken down those tanks early doors. There's just a 176 up now, Salt inside the point. Second 76 actually from 1E's coming through now as well. And we've got a medium tank from 933 OVO. Just a little solo tank. It's interesting how many solo tanks these guys run. I'd certainly go for, I don't know, maybe like another, I don't know, just another 2-man maybe? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they go for. You can see, I'm interested in Q Squad. They spent a lot of time quite a ways away. It looks like CHMA are actually defending out here as well. Lorvain here up against a full squad. He's playing a crucial role. He's got to win those 1v1s just like that. And that's how you play defensive squad leader. Win those 1v1s. Peak round. Might be able to pick off another player. Not yet. But these are crucial 1v1s here from Lorvain. Holding up a full squad here, it seems. Wins another one. Lorvain's an animal. He's going to run around this corner. Don't tell me. Gets him through the bush. Lorvain going on an absolute tear right now. Just, I are unable to trade him. Unable to trade him. And you can see 3 more players spawn him. And he's up again, on for another fight. Facing the wrong way. Takes down 1 though. This IR player is going to try and peek. This is just unbelievable here from Lorvain. But he does get taken down eventually by the grease gun. That's to be expected. But Gang is there now to go trade for him. Gang gets a little bit more aggressive. Pops over that wall. Takes down 1 there. He's going to wipe this outpost out. Or has it been moved? I think it actually might have been moved. Good play there from Jason, the squad leader, just moving his outpost out of the way. Yeah, just drops it back a little bit. But, I mean, Lorvain and Gang there, just that massive distance away, defending the point, absolutely crucial. I don't know what the MG's up to, Coco Bananas, but I'm sure he's got a reason to be out there for. I'm not going to check out his angle. Mainly because I want to get down towards town centre, wherever it may be. Whoosh, there we go. Because I saw the 76 is getting a little bit aggressive. They finally pushed out of ruins, 2 of them. I'd be interested to see what they do here. They do only have the 1 Panther tank up in the point. Obviously, I don't get to see where the CHMA tanks are on the map, which is a little bit unfortunate. So I don't know if, you know, if they're running another tank anywhere else, if they're taking those wider flanks around. I'm not too sure. But certainly, Kingsley's tank here. Oh, he's actually starting to push out a little bit. Interesting. CHMA getting a little bit impatient, maybe. I don't think that'll be their downfall. I would be surprised, but this is going to be a crucial tank fight here. And whoever wins is going to be in a really, really good position. They back off having just shot their load. Hey, get it? I wonder if they know the Panther tank has pushed up a little bit. I don't know if they do. I don't think anyone's seen it, but this tank is just coming forward in first gear at the moment. It's interesting that these are the guys that are starting to get aggressive, having been so successful on defense with that Panther. Because obviously, you know, you've only got to cap mid to win, right? So you just defend mid and you're good. But of course, that's the turtle in me, the KG squad leader and commander in me that wants to do that. Oh, crucial little hop up moment here. This Panther's going to get a free shot, is it? When they round this corner. The tank just rights himself, but they missed their first shot. Don't miss. I'm not sure what missed the first shot actually, because there was a little explosion in front. Panther tank there gets a shot into the 76. But is the 76 going to get the kill? No, they mess the shot up. That is unfortunate. There's another... Oh, hop through the ground there. There is another 76 through this smoke, which surely these guys can see. They do get the hit onto the Panther. Taking an absolute batter in here, this Panther tank. Got... trouble is, they've got Pell let loose on the back to rep up, but finally that tank goes down. Such a shame that the first one didn't get it. Oh, here we go. Another tank now. And Gangbang pushes forward. This is the moment here that these guys are looking at getting aggressive. But I think one of these tanks is going to get the second kill here. He does indeed. Fantastic from one of these gunner. Just gets the 2 tank kills. Crucial moment in this game. Now, oh, he then goes down. Must have been a satchel on him, because he then gets blown up, and that is all of the tanks gone off this map, I think. There's nothing here. Artillery landing on the garrison as well. Panic stations for IR now, as this artillery is going to land and shred everything coming out of this building. Their defensive tanks gone. They did trade 2 for 2 onto CHMA, but they're so well progressed into ruins now. This is looking very, very dangerous here for IR, but this is going to be the crucial part of this one. Can these players up in this left-hand side, can they just push down here and defend from the outside to in? Similarly, can these guys here, you know, can they get into this zone? If they can manage this, they can, you know, put the blocks on, and they'll be able to defend it. But it's going to be very, very tight, very, very tight indeed. Because right now it's pure panic stations here. Mav goes down. Did he get the garrison? That's the real question. The garrison was in this garden. He did. Looks like they've only got the outpost up now inside this point, so the garrison's gone. Let's take a look at our map now. And with that garrison gone, they don't have too much around it. The defensive airheads coming in. Panic stations. Absolute panic stations from IR. They've got so many munitions. I don't understand. The Chinese teams are very, very interesting, by the way. Because they put sort of nothing into artillery and put more into tanks. And they do this on, like, every map. And obviously, artillery, we know, is crucial to winning games. Because, you know, a tank can pretty much lock down an entranceway, but so can artillery. And obviously, you've got 3 artillery guns, use them, right? What's these munitions here? Oh, not that you can see the munitions. Whoops. There you go. Let's have a look. Didn't realize you couldn't see the fuel. Gotta tell me that. You gotta tell me that one in chat at least. You know, look at these munitions here. There's your munitions. Start converting. Get some more tanks up on the field. Because you are in pure panic stations. You see, Corite is up in another 76. But he's totally surrounded by enemy infantry, and he's the only thing left in here. He's going to get saturated if he's not careful. I mean, he's going to run headfirst into a Panzer IV, which is interesting. Oh, what driving from Thork. Unbelievable. Sees the 76. Panics his way out of that one. Fantastic. I mean, he's totally stuck. He's going to back himself out into danger or just stay there. I don't know. There's not much else he can do. But that is hilarious. What driving there from Thork? Just gets himself out of the way. We'll see, though. We could see a bit of a base trade, maybe. We did see IR players getting progressed in towards town centre, but it looks like actually maybe CHMA dealt with that, and they have total control over the front door here of Ruins and Town Centre. So they have total control over this zone. They don't have total control over the church, but they might as well do. It's only one player. They've got total control over this area as well. And realistically, how you cap in Town Centre if you've managed to push all the way through to Ruins. Ruins basically one of those ones where it's just a matter of time before it gets capped out. We see a little bit of pressure, actually. Interestingly, you know, I did say they had total control over the front door. They had total control over gardens and church. And so what was the one way they could get in? The rear side. A Jig Squad and Q Squad. Oh my lord, they're spawning more squad leaders up. They are full-on throw-in plays into this now. This is so good from IR, but they're gonna get caught, I think. They might just get caught. Don't spawn any more squad leaders in at that garrison. You've got so many squad leaders in. You've got one inside the point. You've got 3 outside of it. 1 has gone down, unfortunately. But they are a third capped here. And this would be an incredible turnaround if they manage this. Absolutely incredible, but... oh, no. Not for CHMA tanks. They're not interested in this. They're just going to run themselves into that point, I think. They're going to go for that very quick defense. The AT player spotted him. Jason noticing him there. But CHMA dropping a lot of players back into Town Centre. They're not defending it just yet. IR, this is where artillery would be so good. But for right now, it's not doing. The Panther dives himself in, a few trades there, and they start defending. They've got the outposts around the point. First rocket goes in to this tank. Oh, and then the AT players get taken down. Someone is going off in the backfield here. Is it PT? Is it Prowsey? Takes down 3 AT players in the back there. Naran says Horo is a professional player of Rainbow Six. Man, you can tell. You can tell those quick transfers are so good. But despite... this is mad. Total control of Town Centre. CHMA were just defending this. The Stuart dives now from IR. I love this. This is pure chaos. This is the best bit of Hell Let Loose. They pick up one of you here. Get themselves into the point. But there's the Panther in there now. He's providing so much cap pressure. Dedu's, did he get the satchel down? I don't know. Just need to get it near the tank just to force him back. Not too sure. Looks like they're worried they have. Zagin gets taken down by Jinx. Oh, the satchel's on the wall edge. That's what I mean. That was a great place for a satchel. Lupus clocks it though. All that smoke causing this Panther to back off. The Stuart's in the point now. I have no idea what is happening and how this is still being capped. But IR, oh my lord, they've even managed to cover the front door. This is so good from IR at the end here. 20 minutes to go. This is fantastic. They're going to peek this corner, catch the Panther tank on edge, are they? They don't have the angle. But that Panther not looking the right direction. Not paying attention to the front door, obviously. Now, IR, this has been so good. The absolute flip on this is incredible. And they have captured it. That is 3-2 to IR with 20 minutes to go. 18 minutes now. Whoop, I've dropped my phone onto the floor. That's how excited I am. That's how good this is at the end here from IR. 18 minutes left to cap for CHMA. Panther tank is in danger here. Corite pushing up. Does he get the trade? He does. Gets the kill onto that Panther. Oh my lord. Is that a Panzer IV Lux coming up? Looks like that's a 2-man Lux coming through. Couldn't tell from the distance. But they're going to get absolutely annihilated by this 76 if they push all the way through. They've got to sit on the edge of this. Oh, so good here. So good from IR. Absolutely flipped this, and this is pure panic now for CHMA. They had everything covered but one side, and IR absolutely capitalized on it. And now this is just going to be pure fragging power from one of these teams to get this back, I think. They've got to just win these trades. They've got to do it. But actually, we saw a little bit of cap pressure in at Town Center. But IR are not happy. They're going to put pressure into Customs now. They start contesting. They win the trade there versus Von Luck. And they've got two squad leaders now pushing towards Customs. Gets defended. However, this is so good from IR. The bombing run from CHMA comes in. Kills plenty of infantry, of course. Might have taken down... No, it doesn't even hit the garrison. Oh, that's so unfortunate from CHMA. But here we go. Here is exactly what IR need to do at this stage. Control this zone. Just get, you know, an outpost in. Maybe this garden here. You know, just get something into that garden. Ensure control of church. Have two tanks sat at the back of this point here. And just sit and chill. This is crazy from CHMA. Not quite. Oh, precision strike comes in. Tanks start rolling. Oh, no! Classic precision strike failure. Classic. Jam is in the point. I don't know how Jam managed to get here. It's not a threat to the tanks. I have no idea how he's just sort of snuck himself in. But the CHMA have got players in behind. Panic now. Gonna go for the satchel onto the 76. It's just the gunner. He's got no idea. Satchel goes on. This 76 is a goner. Absolutely done for. What they need to do now is make sure that this tank doesn't die. Oh, he opts out. Is he gonna kill Panic? Gets the pistol onto Panic. Oh no, is he not gonna defuse this? Surely not. Surely there's more players in behind. Diesel, you gotta push out the door, buddy. Don't let him get Tyson. Don't let him get the satchel defuse. He gets it. Oh my lord. IR are just doing everything right now. This is nuts. CHMA flooding into the point though from all sides. This 76 is in danger. He's taken some hits into the tracks. I have no idea what's just exploded there. Looks like the rep station for one of the tanks just goes down. There is artillery landing on the garrison. IR just spawning in the point. But they've got control of church. Surely from church here, with total control of church, start feeding players through. Get the defense off. But this is just crazy stuff at the end here. 15 minutes to go. I want to go check Customs to see how those squad leaders are doing. In fact, what I can do is I can check my map and see. No, they both got taken down. They were both up here into G4 here. Is where they were sat and got a couple of trades. They've been taken out. Charlie squad is here. They can make the move towards it. They're looking to get a garrison built. But IR slowly getting this garrison structure set up. And they're looking at trying to defend here. They just have to keep these tanks alive. There's one more precision strike left in this game for CHMA. I don't know how many tanks they've got left in them though. I wish I could see the fuel on this. But this is just fantastic from IR. Artillery dropping onto the tanks now. CHMA doing everything they can to put these tanks off. Satchels going off everywhere. Explosions, smoke. But IR have got control of this point very, very nicely now. If they can just get some players into each of these alleyways, they're going to be golden. Oh, it even looks like maybe... Oh, I thought they were going to go in and get to wipe that outpost, because they do just have an outpost somewhere in the center of our screen here. Little smiley face guy. Turns to corner. Can he win this trade? No, gets headshotted. Looks like artillery muck's coming in now. This is going to be a good time for artillery if they can land these shots flick it between the different entrances, just get as many kills as he can. This is just desperation stage from IR here, as they look to try and take map control at the same time as defend the center of town center. But by the looks of things, there's still one squad leader in at Ruins. Don't quite know why. Of course, it's one of the tactics they go for. He is just chilling. He's just sat doing nothing. But a third 76 is up. Got one EU's tank, and one EU has been fantastic in this game so far at pushing. Are they going to stick a third 76 into the town centre? I don't know. Looks like this 76 goes down to a Panther in the distance. That's going to be 2 76s left, not 3. They're not going to know this, though. This Panther from Kingsy out in the back looks like they did get a little bit of damage because Jaeger and Vapo have hopped out. But look at this artillery, man. This is just disgusting. Obby there on 108 kills. Was Obby artillery? Can't remember. I'm going to take a quick peek at my stats and just see if he was artillery. Whoop! Yes, he was artillery. 103 artillery or 105 artillery kills so far. A few more now. But good lord, IR are getting just shredded on this point. Cheesecake wipes an outpost. This is so dangerous for IR. It's just total desperation stages because of this artillery. Absolutely shredding. They've got to do something about this. They've got to find another feeder route into town centre, because currently the artillery is not letting them feed in at all. And they've either got to cap customs or find themselves a new route in. They've pretty much lost control of gardens by the looks of things as well. They do have a couple of players left fighting over it, but what they cannot allow is CHMA access to these sides. That's the worst arrow I think I've ever drawn, but you get the picture. You can't allow them access into those zones. They've got to find a feeder route through here from this side. Absolutely crucial to do so. They lost the garrison they had down south. Charlie got wiped from customs as well. He's now looking at trying to make his way into this southern side, which would be crucial. We can see here, flare goes up. They've got marks onto everything that they need. They know the Panther is moving. So many players in this house. It's nuts how many players in there. This 76 is going to peek so slowly around this corner. But will they get the first hit off? Of course. They use local chat so much. But they back off. They leave. They're not doing it. The two-man with the tank simp on the back of it. So this Panther tank's got so much advantage due to the rep power as well of the tank simp on the back. Morning, Crody. Nothing for breakfast, just cracking on my work. Poor form, mate. I had shreddies for breakfast. Feel ready for the day. One EU backs off. He's keeping that tank alive. Crucial. Cannot lose these tanks now. They've got to keep these tanks alive for the next 8 minutes or so. 9 minutes. They've got to shut down the artillery. They've got to take down this Panther. I wish I knew where the other Panthers were. But my lord, I mean, CHMA have got control of everything around this point right now. Absolutely everything. IR just desperately fighting for their lives inside this point here. They've got to get some control, because CHMA are going to squeeze them out of this point if they're not careful. Got to find those feeder routes now. Smoke comes in. Smokes out the tanks. That's going to stop them from killing the infantry. Is it going to allow that Panther to move up? I don't know. KO's in the point. Butterdog's in the point. Glove pushing in as well. Lupus now. Great MG location as well. Who's that? We've got DV on the MG back there. Let's take a quick look at his view. Just shooting through that smoke. It's such a good location here from him. Really, really impressive. It's not going to do anything to the tanks, and that's the only thing defending this point right now. Oh, and Panther gets to trade onto one of you. So Kings gets it. Gets the kill. They are double tank simping up there. Crewman and engineer ensuring that tank stays alive. And with that 76 going down, they start contesting. That shows how crucial this 76 was to the defense of town centre. But this 76 cannot out-rep this Panther. There's nothing it can do to kill it. The tank simp goes down. They've got to get tank simps up. There you go. They've got one up onto the tank. They've recognized it now. If only one EU had one, he would have survived another shot. They're going for another engineer across the road. He gets taken down, though. Artillery's landing on the Panther, trying to kill those tank simps. It's a really, really good idea, actually, dropping artillery onto the tanks at this point. They can kill those tank simps. It becomes a two-man tank with no simp, which would be huge. Panther pushing into the point, though. Oh! I don't even know how... What just took that out? He gets satchelled? No! No, he didn't. There's a... I said there'd be another tank somewhere. It's the Panzer IV. And the defense of town centre is all up to infantry now. Let's take a look at the map. Bombing run comes in. Huge bombing run. Takes down so much infantry, but it's not going to be enough. It just isn't going to be enough here. Take a look at the map. They've got a 76 making their way through. Picking up crewmen en route. They don't have enough for a third 76. That's so unfortunate. They're looking at precision strike in the Panther now. They've got... This has got to land or it's game over. This Panther has got to go. Tank starts backing up. Oh, I think he's got it. I think the precision strike landed. Now, this is where fragging power comes in. This is where it comes in, because that tank is dead, and they start defending as soon as it goes down. This is where we need the pro Rainbow Six Siege player in the point. Get him out there, put him in the front, let him do his thing. Lupus is up into the point. Oh my lord. IR at the end, just doing so well here. They are living right on the edge. CHMA just cannot break through. 5 minutes left to start the cap. It's currently being defended. CHMA have got a total surround on this point, though. There is no way that IR defend this for another 5 minutes, is there? I don't believe it. I can't believe. CHMA defended so well for so long. And now just towards the end of this game, IR are just ratting out. No. I think this is game here. I think this is it. Hidden gets himself onto the garrison. He wipes out the outpost. Lancers doesn't notice. Takes down the garrison. Gets killed by artillery, though. That's the garrison gone. 8D goes down as well. This is it for CHMA. They are gonna win this cap, I think. It's gotta happen. IR, they needed more artillery. They needed their tanks. But in such a crucial time, it stops. And then they've got to feed more players in. They found another feed route. But it's been locked off by Gangbang and his Panzer IV. CHMA, unbelievable. Let's take a look at the map, see what's going on elsewhere on the map here. Recon tank from 933 OVO, looking up this road here. They've got a garrison up by Mike's squad, but it's locked. His outpost is in there. They've got D squad outposts as well. This 76 has got to just get himself in. One of you has got to get himself in a 4th gear and into this point. It's the only way. It's the only way. But it's being captured by CHMA. They've put so much into this point now. They've got a tank rolling up as well now. Such a shame for IR, because they were such little ratty boys getting into the point in the first place. Oh, it's a firing line. But a dog goes down. KO runs away. He gets taken down by KC now. This is crazy stuff at the end here. But this point is surely going the way of CHMA here. It's going to be down to the 76 turning this corner. Oh no, I don't think the 76 is going to make it. I just saw the two assault players on the back of him. Has he been satcheled? I can't quite tell. I think there's a satchel on the back there. There is. Oh, what a shame for IR right at the last. 2 minutes 36 seconds to start the cap again for IR here, and they start flooding players forward here. Unbelievable plays at the end here. Last 20 minutes have been unbelievable. That 76 goes down to the satchel. Just see that explosion and the smoke there in the center of our screen. But CHMA now will just look to control. It's such a shame. IR just could not get out of the point. They couldn't get that map control. That is part of the problem when you cap a point. When you cap a point with only center point control, and you don't have, like, total control over the edge zones, you know? They had control over their rear, in fairness, towards the end of it. But yeah, they didn't have total control over these edge zones, and because they then couldn't push out, it just wasn't going to happen for them. Such a shame. Tank in the point at this stage. We'll see. We'll see how they do. They've got 1:30 left to start the cap. Stuart's in the point. The Panzer 4 can just chill. He just needs to count for cap weight at this stage, at this late into the game. But of course, CHMA were able to just really pressure through 2 main zones, and then push down towards the south here, and just secure that cap. If CHMA had actually, just thinking about it, if IR had just managed to find those feeder routes earlier on into the point, instead of just funneling all through this one sort of channel here, they would have probably been able to get this cap secured and defended. But Stuart goes down. Medium tanks in the point now. Salt gets himself in. But of course, I don't think it's going to matter. 30 seconds left to go. He gets one hit into the front of him, KO, and making that tank back off their mugshot. Going to pop around the corner with a bazooka as well, or with a Panzerschreck. Lines a shot up. Doesn't matter. Someone else sneaks in before him. Looks like that was that Aussie? Looks like that was Aussie boy in the back there, and gets to rocket off. 10 seconds left to go. Bombing run lands. That looks like that's going to be a CHMA bombing run. It is. Look at this. But wow, what a shame from IR perspective. They, unfortunately, are not able to defend this. And the match goes to CHMA, capping it back with just 4 minutes left in the game. 2 minutes really, due to the final cap timer taking 2 minutes. But wow, what a shame for IR. Great play from CHMA to throw bodies in at the end, get a few tank engagement kills, and use those tank simps to good effect. But the artillery from CHMA was crucial in this one, absolutely crucial. If IR had, gone for a little bit more into the artillery battle, they would have done a whole lot better. But unfortunately for them, they just didn't have artillery up for most of the game. They're only running 2 guns right now, and that's only right at the end here. For most of it, they were running 1 or even no guns for a lot of this, and they just were not able to take care of CHMA artillery enough. They didn't commit too much into it. Just one spotter here has been watching their artillery for so long, getting no kills. By the looks of things. But with just 45 seconds left to go in this game, let's take a look at the stats page at the end, and we'll take a look at our top 10 shooters and killers here. We've got Obby and Cooler there on the artillery guns, but Butterdog is top infantry with the STG, the MP40, the satchel, even a little bit of sniper time. He's done a little bit of everything, even 1 artillery kill. Gets himself 101. Horro here, up Horro are Rainbow 6 professional player with 94. Diesel Shaz 82. Tyson 75. Another IR player here on artillery. Is this our squad leader? I've got at the moment. I think it might well be. Gets himself 70 kills. Jinx with the G43 does very, very well. Plenty of different kills here from this IR player, and rounding up the top 10, we've got Spherical with the STG, G43, and K98K. So let's take a look at the scores at the end here, because everyone likes to see the end scoreboard. Run through the IR players just for now, see how they did. A lot of their players have already jumped out, unfortunately, which is a real shame. Tian there with 700 combat score is particularly strong from him. That's very, very impressive from him. And then we'll take a quick look at the bottom of that leaderboard, and then we'll see how CHMA did in terms of their scores. Bum, bum, bum. Plenty of experience there. We can take a look at the CHMA scores here. Have a quick scroll down. Butterdog there, 945 combat effectiveness, nearly 1,000 score from him is crazy. Jaeger there, we know he was a tank player for a lot of it, got 900 there, and Gangbang and his tank crew would have ended up at about 1,800. But really, really well played from CHMA at the end there. They are going to be buzzing. They go into the final now. They will play GXV, my team. In the player finals here, and the winner of that will get themselves a place into the majors, I think, of the HCA in the next tournament. But that's going to be a fantastic game, so keep an eye out for that one. And I will see you later on tonight, in fact, actually, where I'm also going to be streaming one CDO versus Easy tonight, which is going to be a really, really fun and interesting game. And I should get to hang out with the Easy streamer before the game, and I think I'll get to talk to some of the commanders and stuff afterwards, I think is the plan. There's going to be a whole lot going on. But guys, thank you very much for hanging out for the last 90 minutes or so. And I'll see you again tonight, or if not, in time for another tournament stream. So guys, we all have a good rest of your day. Take care.